Hey, how did you feel about the quiz from last time?
What was that?
How did you feel about the quiz from last time? Good.
Pretty good.
That whole
Hey, Joseph.
tablet incident seemed kind of queenie to me.
It did a little seem that way, which is why I tried to keep it not that way by teaching it to you.
Very true.
So it was kind of like, but not quite. Maybe more like
Yeah.
okay.
Hey, is there anyone else getting that echo?
What?
I can barely understand because there's like a crazy echo when you're speaking.
Is it my computer that's making it echo?
Oh, you sound great now. Okay, cool. All right, awesome. Never mind.
Okay.
I think it was Jake's.
Okay. Okay, so this week you're doing the PIel week verbs, and the PIel week verbs are weak for the same reasons that all other verbs are weak. It's because of the gutturals. So, have you guys had a chance at all to look at the chapter and to see what some of the paradigms are?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Then I'm gonna go through it kind of quickly, and then I'm gonna just basically go from the quiz. Okay. So for PIel, which starts on page 319 if you have your books, it's the same. It's all of the same information, like it always is when you get to the weak section, as it is for the strong. It's just the spelling changes. And there really actually aren't that many spelling changes in the PIel as there are with all of the other ones. So that will be helpful. The ones that they're showing you, they do show you all of the weak paradigms, but the diagnostics don't really change. The only thing that changes really in the first couple is the vowels that you have in the stem consonant position, but those can change anyway, even in the strong verbs, so it shouldn't be that much of an issue for you. I would say the first one that you would want to memorize, but I don't know, it's up to you if you'd want to memorize it. The third hey paradigm, that's on page 321. The diagnostics are the same. It's like the NIFAL in that way. The diagnostics are there. What's different is the endings, because, you know, third hey endings are always different. So this paradigm, I mean, these diagnostics for the third hey tell you and show you what all of the third hey endings are, but it's the same in the NIFAL. So if you feel comfortable with it in the NIFAL, you can depend on that and just know your diagnostics for the PIel and not commit a lot of time to memorizing that. But you'd have to make that judgment call. Then the next one is the geminate. And this one also has all of the same diagnostics. The only thing that's different, and they spell it out for you on 321, is the dagesh forte that you're expecting for the PIel diagnostic drops out of some of them. And it kind of seems like there's not a whole lot of rhyme or reason as to which ones it drops out of. But what I would tell you is that the ones that don't have the dagesh have a vocal schwa underneath it. And so because there's a vocal schwa, it kind of sounds like that that consonant is being doubled anyway. So it has the same kind of concept. It's just being vocalized differently. So I think the only thing that would throw you off is that you're looking for a dagesh and it's not there. but you would still see the huric underneath the. You'd see the other vowels that are supposed to be there, like the huric and the perfect, and the schwa under the performative and the imperfect, and the pathak that you expect for the imperative. So you just have to depend on that to tell you that you're looking at a PIel, because it won't really look like any other derived stem, even though that dagesh isn't there. Does that help?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the ones that you need to know for the weak diagnostics for the PIel, they start on page 322, and it's the second gutturals. And the second gutturals, the vowels change either through virtual doubling or compensatory lengthening. So do you guys remember what that means?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. So so if you were asked what happens in second guttural verbs for the PIel, how would you answer that?
Virtual doubling and compensatory lengthening?
You would answer it that way. Good job. And then what you see on page 323 is the virtual doubling paradigm and the diagnostic for that weak verb. So you want to know that one. And then on page 324 is the compensatory lengthening one. Those are the two that you need to know, and what to expect and what it looks like.
Can you please repeat that? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you need definitely to be able to reproduce, you need to be able to reproduce the second guttural diagnostics for the weak verb. There's one that's compensatory lengthening, and there's one that's virtual doubling. Virtual doubling is on page 323, and compensatory lengthening is on page 324. So if you're looking for which ones you need to write down and put in your chart, then those are the ones that you need. So your chart, and then for the week for PIel, should look something like this. I added third hey because I know some of you like that in there. Does that help?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Then, since this quiz is technically Cal through PIel week, then that means it includes Cal strong and Cal weak, and NIFL strong and NIFL weak, and PIel strong and PIel weak. So do you remember all of these diagnostics that you learned?
Not by heart.
Not by heart?
Yeah.
It would be a good week to commit them back to your memory.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
But if Dr. Petter kind of likes to do comparisons like that, like comparing what's different in the Cal and the NIFL and in the PIel, and the PIel has the ones that you need to know according to the book are the gutturals.
Right.
There's second guttural in the PIel. Which of these should you spend the most time on in the NIFL to remember? Do you think?
The noons and the yolks.
Well, just for comparison's sake, I mean, yeah, you would want to spend time on the noons and the yotes because they have huge differences, and you may have to parse them. But if you were trying to do diagnostic and reproduction, and you were comparing PIel to NIFL, and the PIel has second gutturals, which gutturals would you use? I mean, I just answered it for you, but which one would you commit to memory?
One guts.
Yeah.
One guts.
For NIFL. I would study all of the other diagnostics as well for NIFL because you need to remember how to parse all of them.
Right.
Okay? Hang on.
Okay.
Okay? And let me just pull this up real quick.
It was only the one guts in the fall, I think.
Right.
That we had.
You didn't have
Okay.
to be able to reproduce the second guttural in the nifal.
Right. Okay.
Okay?
Got it.
So, what about for the strong no, do you remember all of these diagnostics?
Yes.
Yeah. If you don't remember them, today's a good day to start remembering them. And then know them by Wednesday. Okay? So there's that. And you know the weak ones that you need to know. And do you know what the voice and the action is for the PIel, the PIel, and the nifl?
I forget.
I hope so.
Yes.
Good. Then let's see. Okay. Then have you been able to do any of the parsing for this week
Yeah.
that's in the workbook?
Yes. It was easy.
It's easy. If you had a nifal to parse for the week verbs, would that still be easy as well?
Yeah, they were mixed in. Some cal and the falls were mixed in the parsing.
Okay. So at this point, and then going forward with all of the rest of your derived stems, the thing that trips up the most people is that they stop looking for cows and nifals when they're on PIels. And then when they move forward, they stop looking for PIels because they're on a new derived stem. So it's a really good idea, whether you're asked for it or not on the quizzes, to write down all of the diagnostics for all of the derived stems that you know. That way, when you're doing your parsing or your translation, you have it right there. You're not immediately drawn to PIel because this is a PIel quiz. Because being immediately drawn to PIel because this is a PIel quiz will not be very helpful for you this week.
Got it.
In any way. Okay?
Cool.
Okie dokie.
And then also, have you guys been keeping up with your vocabulary? Like your actual vocabulary that's in the back of the book?
Right.
And like
Yes.
at the end of chapters, it's actually noted there for you?
Right.
Good.
Yes.
Well, you're up through chapter 27, so that means any chapter of vocab up to that point
Yeah, a billion words.
would be
Yeah.
good.
Okay.
Okay.
Are there a lot of vocab?
If I counted this the way that she normally counts it, this quiz is 55 points, and 8 of them are vocab.
Okay.
Okay. And this one is a little bit bigger of a quiz, and so you have the diagnostics that you're responsible for. And you have parsing, like a specific parsing section. Then you have some vocab. And you have a few grammatical questions, which I have full confidence you can answer because you know the action and the voice of the nifal and the cal and the PIel. And because you know what happens to second guttural PIel verbs, right? Only 2 options. And you still know them. Good.
No.
And I know how you guys all feel about the word tablet. And if it was confusing to anybody last week, it should be very simple this week. Like all 4 times that it came up.
It's back.
Almost the exact same order. Okay? And I did send back your quizzes from last week, so that should also be really helpful to study from, to remind yourself how to parse and translate the translations that you've done already. Okay?
That's helpful. Thank you.
You're welcome. But probably because you'll have another, I think you have class this weekend, right?
Yeah.
Your schedule's
Right? Yeah.
What?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, your schedule sucks.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's not good.
But you don't have a quiz on Saturday, but you have a double quiz next week.
Mm-hmm.
So because you have a double quiz next week, what is... Hold on. Okay. Because you have a double quiz next week, we're going to go through your assignments, but starting with the translations for this week. Okay? Because that will help with studying for the double quiz next week.
Okay.
All right. So the translations that you have start on page 219. And, oh, hang on one second. Do you guys know the translation numbers that you have?
Yeah.
Okay, so start.
What were they?
Well, this one, this first section, part A, was just one translation, number 5.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So number 5 is on page 219. So start working through that one. And that one has a lot of verbs in it, and there's one that's kind of confusing.
Right.
So start working through it, and then I will be right back. I had to give the key back to the other TA. We only have one. Anyway, how's number 5 going?
Okay.
Okay. All right. Then, Richard, I want you first to tell me how many verbs you found.
Oh, Um, four? Am I counting right?
Yeah, I found four. So where's the
Okay.
first one?
Uh, First one is shuv.
Yeah. Can you parse it?
Yeah. Um, uh, I think it's. Trying to remember what that diagnostic is. Excuse me. Well, it's definitely second person.
Yeah.
Um, Second person singular.
hmm
And is that?
If you know that it's definitely second person singular, I'm thinking you're stuck on the stem, but can you tell me the conjugation?
Oh, it's a. Is it a PIel? I'm sorry, I'm blanking on this one.
It's okay. It's not a PL.
Okay, so it's got to be Gosh, I don't know why this is.
Start with whether it's, can you tell me if it's perfect, imperfect, imperative?
I think it's got to be imperfect.
Yeah. And if it was PL, what would
Oh,
be,
yeah, no, I can't. Yeah, no.
okay, and if it was NIFAL, what would be underneath it?
With an eighth vowel with an imperfect, it would have to be a schwa. Oh,
Right.
excuse me. No. Yeah. No.
So
Well,
it's
no.
not.
Is it? No, it's not. No. So
So
it's
what's
got to
the other
be.
stem that you know?
I'm just thrown off by that uh, comets.
Mhm.
Yeah, but that comments is there because you're looking at a biconsonantal verb.
Oh.
Remember that paradigm that it initially said that you needed to know in the cow, but then she said you didn't need to know it?
Yeah.
The bicon imperfect?
Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
One of the
Yeah.
reasons why initially you didn't need to know it is because of that comments.
I thought it was a participle.
Oh, it is. Yep. It sure is a bicon imperfect. Ah.
Mhm.
Yep. Okay.
Mhm.
So shuv. Okay. So it's got to be a two ms bicon cal imperfect.
Yep.
All that I said that in kind of crazy order.
Mhm. What's the next verb?
Uh, Shema.
Yeah. Parse that one.
Okay, that is a imperfect. Oh no, it's a verb consecutive. Excuse me. No, it's an imperfect. Excuse me.
Is it a perfect or an imperfect?
Oh no, it's a perfect with a consecutive
It's a perfect with what?
with a verb consecutive, right?
Yes.
And it's a 2ms.
Mm-hmm. Cal, nifal, or PIel.
I'm sorry, cal.
Right. And where's your next verb?
Yeah. It's mitzvah, right? No, actually, that's commandment. Sorry. Some others that.
Is it easier for you to find all the verbs first or to go straight through the line?
I mean, I do like finding the verbs first.
Okay, then we're going to keep going.
Okay.
So you just found Shema,
Uh-huh.
and where did you say the next one was? You said there were four, and you're right. So
Right.
what's the next one?
It's right. It's basically what three three down. I don't really know what that one is though.
Okay. You don't know what it is, which is fine. So start with the vav in front of it. Is that
Yeah.
vav, do you think that's part of the vocab word, or do you think it's a conjunction or consecutive of some kind?
It's a consecutive.
It's a consecutive. So that means that this verb has to start with an ion, and then the next consonant is a sin.
Right.
So then you have to decide what the third consonant is. Is it a yod? Or is that hirik yod giving you an indication of what it could be?
Yeah. The hirik yod is telling me what it is.
Okay. So what is it? Think about your Cal week paradigms that you know and see if any
Right.
of those help you.
Yeah. Um. Well, I mean, it's definitely a cow.
It is.
It's definitely. It's still gonna be 2ms, right?
Yeah.
And cow 2ms. Oh man. And perfect.
Yeah.
for
What are the cow perfect week paradigms that you needed to know?
bicon and third he.
Yeah, third hey. How about that?
Yeah, it is third he.
So what word do you know that might have an I and a sin and a hey?
That's a good question. I don't know off the top of my head.
It is kind of a really hard one.
Yeah, I don't know that one. Sorry.
It is asa, to do or to make.
Oh, yeah, a saw. Yeah, yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like to do, to make, to keep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you got that one, cow perfect 2ms with a vav consecutive for to do or to make.
Right, right.
Then what's the last verb in there?
This one's kind of tough, I think. But they're telling us that the uh, uh, that I've got a 2ms pronominal suffix on that on.
Yes, and that one is a verb.
Right. So that's what I'm looking at. So that's got to
Right.
be uh,
Verb.
another, yeah, Cal. Uh,
This one is a new verb. I think you have it from this week. And so since it's a verb from this week, it's probably not a cow.
yeah. So it's got to be. Since the from this week, it's going to be a PIel.
Mm-hmm. And don't forget that there are prefixes for the nifal and the PIel
Right.
for some of the conjugations.
Right. The prefix is for the participle, and
Right. So far you have that it's a PIel participle,
yeah,
and you just need to find what this new word is.
PIel participle. I think it's. I thought I knew what it was. Sorry.
That vav right there,
Yeah.
are you thinking it's a shurek?
Oh yeah.
It's not. It's a vav with a
That,
forte.
yeah.
So you have a word that starts with a sade and then has a vav. And if you don't see immediately a third consonant, a safe guess is that it's a hey.
Yeah. Okay.
So that gives you what the verbal root is. It's sava.
Sava. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't
And
see
you
that one.
already know that it's a PIel participle.
Yep. And so it's got to be. Um, since it's got a 2ms pronominal suffix on it.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it's a 3ms.
Participles, do they have person?
Oh no, sure, yeah, yeah, no, but it's a active participle.
Right.
But yeah,
Yeah. PLs just have participles, though. You don't have to worry about passive.
okay.
Okay. So you have a
Got it.
PL participle, masculine singular of ça va. Did you find what ça va means yet?
No, I didn't yet. You said it was for this week's vocab. I didn't see it there. I'm sorry.
It was actually last week's vocab.
Okay, last week's vocab.
To command or
Mm-hmm. So with the second masculine singular pronominal suffix that's on it, what does that do?
so it'd be command you.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have all the verbs now.
Mm-hmm.
So go back to the beginning and tell me what the rest of the words mean.
Yeah, that's sure. So first we have and that's you, right?
Yes.
And you.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have and you obey.
What about shoe first?
Oh, shoe first. Yes. Yeah, shoe. Right. We translated shoe earlier, didn't we?
We did, and you parsed it and everything.
That's true. So I'm a little
That's okay.
distracted.
It's turn.
Yeah. Okay. So and you shall turn. And Shema, so that's to hear or listen.
Mm-hmm.
And Cole is voice.
Mm-hmm.
So and then voice of Yahweh, so voice of God, voice of Lord, and we have the Vav consecutive again, and do or and keep,
Mm-hmm.
and then commandments. That's what do.
There's commandments there. Where's what's call in front of it?
Is that all or like?
It is. It's all.
Yeah. All commandments, all his commandments. Is uh, Ash, or is that like that's like that or
That or which? Yeah, it's the relative pronoun.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that or which, Anoki, that I,
Uh-huh.
Anoki is I, and then we said the command, that was command, and then command you, and then that's yom, so command you this day or today.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So you
all
did.
told, after taking 30 years, and you obey, or you hear the voice of God and keep all his commandments that I command you today.
Yep.
Hey, Alyssa, can I
Now,
have a question on that?
Yes.
Um, with the Vav consecutives in front of the perfects, are those translated future?
yeah, they would have to be, wouldn't they?
Mm-hmm. They can be will or shall,
Okay. Okay. All right.
which is why I didn't notice it, because you were saying shall when you were doing the.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Yeah, but it can be will or shall. So, and you will turn and you will listen to the voice of Yahweh and you will do all of his commandments, which I am commanding you today.
Got it. Now, is it I, which I commanded you today? Commanded, so it's a, yeah, because it's a perfect, right? Okay. Well, yeah,
It's a participle.
participle, so yeah, we can,
Yeah,
So you
which
do
it could be I am commanding you today or something.
yeah,
yeah,
something like
so
that.
you just supply the to be verb. I commanding you today is I am commanding you today.
Got it.
Why is the preposition "buh" used in front of "kol"? I mean, I think if it was to the voice, I would think "la" would be used. Or
Yeah, that's a good question.
yeah, that might be a stupid question. I was confused. I was trying to force in or at or
Yeah, it's not a stupid question. It does make more sense that you would have la there, but it's usually not. It's usually buckle.
okay, that's good to
And
know.
it means I think there's a reason, but I don't know it
Sure.
off the top of my head.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing when I was looking at it, but it didn't. Nothing really kind of naturally fits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, by sort of would, because it can be in, at, with, by, against, but it makes more sense to just put to in there.
It does.
Does anybody have any questions about any of the verbs or how to put that together or how to translate them or any of that before we go on to another translation? No? Okay.
No, I mean, there's
Can't see all of
wasn't that
you.
hard.
And so if you're not telling me anything, then I don't know what's going on. All right. Then, so then from here, we can do the rest of the translations that you were assigned. Or do you guys feel like you need more review with diagnostics or parsing or anything like that?
I think the translations make more sense.
Translation is more
Are there
helpful.
translations in the quiz, I assume, in the parsing section?
There is a parsing section on the quiz that has parsing from, it has Cal, Nifal, and PIel parsing. And there are translations which I really think you'll do really well on because it's really good practice to study previous quizzes.
Got it. Okay.
Okay.
Got it. I like
So,
the
Alyssa, what do
translation.
you think?
What?
No, I'm fine with. I mean, the advantage we've talked about earlier about translating is that it forces you to do parsing anyway.
Right.
So,
Right.
Okay.
I don't want to be the one who decides anything though, because I might have to get up early. But I think to me it makes the most sense to do the translation.
I
Okay.
agree.
Then we'll do more translations. But before we do that, I don't want you to forget this. So if you saw that word right there where my finger is, would you know how to parse that? I'll just leave it there. Like, Kate, what would you say that was?
I would say that is a NIFAL perfect 2MP.
Of what word?
Oh. Hold on a second.
You're right so far. Just what's the lexical form?
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
Is that a race or is that the R or the D? I can't tell after the no.
I don't know.
I think it would begin with a yod. Yay, Ray. I don't know. To be bad.
I can't read my writing. Hold on.
It would start with a yod, and I'm guessing that the yod, resh, ayin, if I remember something.
Oh, it's not a resh. Sorry.
It's a D, the
Dalet.
dalet. Then it's yada.
Yes.
Okay.
So you guys remember that first yods?
Yeah.
Where I don't even know where it is. I can't see.
You don't have
There
to
it is.
worry.
You remember that first yods look like this, right?
Yes.
Good. Don't ever forget that. Okay? And then now we'll do more translations. So page 223, you had to do 3, 4, and 5 in section B.
Mm-hmm.
So number 3, Kate, how many verbs did you find in that? Or have you had a chance to look at it yet?
I did. I looked at it, and let's see. One. Can't even read. 2, 3. Right? Ish.
3-ish, yeah.
Yeah, 3-ish. Mm-hmm.
It's 3. Good. Okay.
All right, so you want me to go through? Okay.
Yeah. Tell me what the first
I'm
one
sorry,
is.
where are we? I'm sorry.
Number 3 on page 223.
Okay, thanks. I'm good.
Shamaru, the first verb, is a cow, perfect 3CP, meaning they, well, to keep. And so it's with the low there, they did not keep.
Right.
Okay, so covenant of God, and with his laws. Oh, I had to look this up. The ma'anu, I had to look up the meaning of that. Is refuse. That is a 3CP, and that I think is a PIel,
Mm-hmm.
3CP. And then the final one is an infinite construct, to walk.
Right.
Cow.
Right. Does everyone remember that one? The last one, the infinitive
I had to look it up.
construct?
I had to look at my card on that one.
Right. And it's halak,
Mm-hmm.
Halak is one of the ones that makes up its own rules.
Right.
And this is the infinitive construct with the inseparable preposition on it. And it is, I mean, it just doesn't look like anything that you want it to. If anything, you'd probably look at it and think it was a participle.
We've seen it before on a test, I think, so I've made a
You
point
have
to
seen it
remember
before
that.
on a test, which I would assume would mean that it would potentially come up again at some point because it's so weird. And she likes to pick out the weird things that you wouldn't otherwise know and make sure that you read them in the fine print of the book.
That bothers me. Just saying.
It bothers me, which is also why I'm telling you about it.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is there an imminence to this particular, knowing this
Not
week, perhaps?
not in the immediate
Okay.
next 48 hours of your life, no.
Okay, great. That's all I need to know.
But it is something that comes up relatively frequently, and it does follow a certain pattern of a certain test creator.
Right.
So,
So
and,
to put this together, they did not keep the covenant of God, and with his laws they refused to walk. That's how there's probably a better way of saying it, but I'm trying to follow. And with his laws,
mm-hmm.
they refused to walk. Right.
Yeah.
Why would you not say "and in his laws"?
And well, that could be, I guess. I look at the preposition. The first thing that comes to mind is with, but it could be in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
I
in
guess
his
it doesn't
laws,
make a big difference, but
and in his laws, they refuse to.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It does. I mean, it sort of makes a difference. Why do you think it makes a big difference, though?
Well, I guess
I'm just
theologically being in his, in his laws, instead of just, that they're embracing and following it and realizing his laws.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions about that one?
Well, if it makes a difference, Alyssa, which one is it?
In.
Is it in?
It's
Yeah.
in.
That's what she said.
Okay, I guess I missed that. Sorry.
Yeah. It wouldn't make a huge difference if you were to put with on a quiz,
Mm-hmm.
especially if it was a quiz that I was grading.
Mm-hmm.
But in just, I suppose it carries a little bit more theological weight.
Right.
Okay? How about number 4? Joseph, do you want to do number 4?
I can try it. I'll be honest. I don't have it done, so you're gonna have to walk with me.
I can do that.
Okay.
So if you don't have it done, then you tell me, would it be easier to show me where all of the verbs are first, or to just go straight through the line?
I barely care, so just tell me.
Okay, well then this time go straight through the line.
Okay.
There'll be a different way to do it.
Okay. Well, it looks like we have a VOV consecutive with an imperfect, imperfect 3ms.
Mm-hmm. What's the stem?
Barak.
That is the lexical form. So what's the stem?
The stem. I'm sorry. It's cow.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how would you translate it?
I would translate it, and God blessed. Well, yeah, and God blessed, and he blessed.
Okay. Yeah, and he blessed.
Okay.
What's the next thing?
You got Elohim, which is God.
Okay. What comes between Elohim and the verb? You see it?
What, you're talking about the Dom there?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, okay, because Elohim by nature is plural, we need to not think of it as singular, even though we talk about singular God, right? So it can't match the subject of that verb, right?
Are you talking about the Didam or are you talking about Elohim?
I'm talking about Elohim. Can Elohim be the subject of that verb if it's 3ms?
If that verb is 3ms, then yes, Elohim can be the subject of it.
Okay. Okay. Because Elohim is singular, even though it's got a plural ending. And
Yes.
yeah. Okay. All right.
Context, I mean, sometimes it is referring to
Multiple gods, right?
multiple gods, but you would need more of the context to be able to tell if this is talking about the gods of other nations or if it's talking about God.
Okay. I'm with you.
Okay.
So it looks like God blessed Noah.
Where do you see Noah?
Right, connected to the Didam,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
Is Noah connected to the Didam, or is that a pronominal suffix on a Didam?
Uh, you know, it could be whatever. Generally, once I translate everything and look at context, I figure all that out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, because it looks like you've got. Hold on a second. Uh, um, I mean, I would think it's the Didam, but it could be the preposition with or together.
Okay. If it was the preposition with, what are the vowels that would have to be there?
Mm-hmm.
Because remember, they look the same, but when you add the pronominal suffix, the Didam has to have the holem. The holem, the O, tells you that it's the object. And with has to have a hirek, like the I in with.
Alyssa, I'm not sure I'm looking at the same thing you are.
Are you on page 223?
I am.
Are you on number 4?
No, I'm on number 5.
Oh, then you're not looking at the same thing as me.
Then that helps a lot because I'm really confused right now.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, you're absolutely right about number 5.
I appreciate that. Let me
I
get
was
on.
tracking with him too.
Yeah, let me get on number 4.
You did really good with number 5.
I appreciate that. Yeah, because when you were telling me what comes between the verb and God, I was like, nothing. What are you talking about? All right.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, okay.
You see what happens when I'm not there to keep them straight?
Wow, I think you need to come down to Switzerland.
Yeah. Hey, I like the only time that Jake unmutes the mic is to rip on me. So.
I'm feeding a baby right now, okay?
Yeah. You should keep doing that.
And he still made time to rip on you.
Yeah. Okay, so let's work on number 4. If you guys don't
Yeah.
want to do number 5, that's fine with me. I don't care.
And whoever does number 5 will have a head start, but I'm kind of in a number 4 zone.
Okay.
So
All right. Well, that's fun. So.
you have to switch gears. Huh.
Yeah, I do. So we're gonna keep the same verb.
Please do.
Let's screw this up to start with, and then Othem. Othem. It looks like is or Otham. It looks like is It is the holum, so it is the object marker. Is that right?
It is.
Yeah, because it's got the hole in there.
Mm-hmm. So
So
how do you translate the object marker?
you don't. It's just the pronominal suffix,
Right.
and that would be they, them. Sorry, them.
Mm-hmm. Because what's the person? Yeah.
That is 3MP.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so yeah. So uh, and I guess Elohim would be the subject of my verb, and God blessed them.
Mm-hmm.
And then lay more. Um, it looks like it is a. Is that a verb?
It is a verb.
Looks like it.
Find the lexical form first, if it's in a form that you don't recognize.
I think it's Amar.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. And it looks like it. I mean, it almost looks like an imperative. I guess it could be an infinitive construct.
It could
I
be.
could be way off too. It's got to be in the cow though.
It does have to be in the cow.
So, but
How would you translate it if it were an infinitive construct?
that's a good question. I gotta remember what Amar means. I'm smart enough to be doing this.
I think you're plenty smart.
Oh, well, thank you. Listen.
You're welcome.
I'm with you too. And Jake breastfeeding his baby is with you as well.
Okay, so he's saying things. All right. God bless them saying.
Mm-hmm.
Would you be able to do that in an infinitive construct form?
Could you translate it that way if it were in infinitive construct?
It's a gerund translation, right?
Mm-hmm. I think. Hold on 1 second.
Infinitive construct.
I can never remember.
The use of it.
Yeah. Infinitive construct.
Yeah, boom. So I got it right. I didn't have it all fleshed out.
That's all right.
So infinitive construct, that junk, and you would translate it to say, right? And God bless them to say, or
Saying.
saying even with the la there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
You could do by saying.
By saying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because that makes sense, because that's not at all what la means.
Right. But if you look on page 245 for the Cal infinitive construct of your book, and number 4 is giving you the complementary
Yes.
definition.
Yeah, Lou. Yeah, you're right. By plus the ing. Okay, I'm all in it. By saying.
Yep.
Okay, bless them by saying, and then Peru would be, is that, yeah, I don't have a clue.
I think it might be a new.
I mean, for a second I thought it was fruit.
Well, yeah,
Is it?
it's a variation of that.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm
That's what I
sorry. I'm
thought
giving
too.
myself credit for it. Is it? Is it fruit? Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because fruit would be puri. So Peru would have a pronominal suffix on it.
Mm-hmm.
What's that suffix? Would that be a 3ms suffix?
Yeah, hold on.
It looks like an imperative to me. I thought plural.
It does. It does look like
Yeah, an imperative.
imperative.
So that, hold on, wait a minute. So do we have that verb yet?
Definitely not.
Okay, awesome. Okay, as long as I'm not an idiot. I
No,
got,
you're not.
I got the fruit thing. The verb was confusing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it would be a bear fruit or
Right.
you fruit. So it could be you fruitcake.
You fruit.
Yeah. So, okay, so fruit, and if that were, yeah, then that's, yeah. Okay, imperative, you fruit, and the,
Mm-hmm.
bear fruit, and what is rev? Am I amiss not knowing that word as well?
You know it, Rav.
Is it rav? It's got a pronominal suffix on it. Not another. Is it another imperative? It's another imperative of a verb that. Okay. So is rav many or great?
Yeah. Do you have the verbal form of that word?
We just learned it. Yeah, not so long ago. Didn't we?
I think you did.
Yeah, I think we did. I'm
Yeah, I
not.
think so.
A verbal form would be like to grow up or become great.
Mm-hmm.
Or
And if you don't see the third consonant there, chances are it's a hey. So the verbal form is probably rava.
yeah.
Oh, right. Mm-hmm.
So would I make the same assumption on the puri, the pura? Would it be pura probably in the verbal form?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then so bear fruit and multiply. Um, Romelu looks like is that looks like another imperative again.
It does look like another imperative.
But this mem in front, is that a preposition?
What did you say?
The mem in front, is that a preposition or is that identifying? No, it's not identifying. So
Is it not?
is it what?
Is it not identifying? Is it not part of the lexical form?
I don't know. That's my question.
It's a really good question.
I think it's a. I think it's a. I think it's a preposition. Because otherwise, I would be confused on the diagnostic for imperative. Because the shawah should be under the mem if it were part of the lexical form. Am I wrong?
What about your active participles in the cow?
Active participle in the cow, isn't that holum sere?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But isn't there a paradigm that you know for the participle?
Sure. I'm sure it's in the book too. With the active participle.
I'm saying participle and I'm thinking about imperative.
Oh, thank you. Because
Sorry.
You
I
really
thought that's
had
what
me.
I was saying and I wasn't saying it.
Whoa, you really had me going crazy right now.
Sorry.
My brain just exploded.
Well, you need that once a week at least.
Yeah. Okay, then let's try imperative.
Yeah, how about that?
Okay. I agree. I like the imperative thing, but it would be the third hey
Why?
because the shawah shifts and there's a harek under the. So it's a 2MP. Well, that's stupid. Yeah, no, you're right. Because yeah. No, I got caught with the diagnostic not being true all over. So, all right. So malah would be malah is fill. No.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm trying not to look at Genesis 1:22 and know the verse. I'm trying to actually do the word. All right. And God blessed them by saying, "Be fruitful and multiply
Mm-hmm.
and fill." And I've got the dom here
Yeah.
with the Hamayim, which
Mm-hmm.
is it Maim water?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you think that's a Dadam or is that a preposition?
Where?
That's a Dadam.
A Dadam. Okay.
Yeah.
Dom.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so I want to say the earth, but does water work for earth? Where does that work, earth?
I think, hold on.
Isn't the heavens?
No, heavens would have a shem in it.
Mm-hmm.
Tamayim.
You got it. The water's right.
It's what do you think it is?
It looks like the waters.
Go with that.
Okay. So God bless them, saying, "Be fruitful, multiply, and fill the waters in." These. Is that C's? Or is that...
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not days, it's C's.
No, it's not days.
Days would have commas under it.
Right.
So I have, and God blessed them by saying, "Be fruitful and multiply, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters and the seas."
Yes.
Good job, Joseph.
Ugh, whatever. I need to be a lot better at this.
No, I need to tell you the right number to do first. That's really what took the most time.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, you can.
For the very first verb, did he say cow imperfect 3 and mess?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, hold on. Yeah, it's a cow in perfect 3ms.
With a Bob consecutive.
It's a Bob consecutive, so it's translated
Right.
how perfect.
Okay, that's why. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's never.
Okay. Sharon, do you want to do number 5?
No, not really.
Not really. Bye, Kate.
Bye, honey. Bye, everybody.
You're happy with
Don't
the
forget to study last week's quiz.
Will do. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm heading out too. Thanks, everyone.
Don't forget to study last week's quiz.
I won't.
Okay.
So he already did the first part, but cow
Good, so
imperfect,
copy him.
cow imperfect 3 and mess with the Bob consecutive. The next verb is. Are you okay? Sorry.
That's okay.
Is by naive. I got lost with that.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's cow perfect, but I don't know which person gender it is. I got a little lost with the Vav at the end. I guess that's what's. I don't know. I don't know that part. I don't know what it is. I'm just gonna keep it real.
Okay. So you're looking at the Bob at the end. And that doesn't look like just the normal endings for verbs, right?
No.
So what are some of the other endings that you can put onto a verb?
You can use pronominal suffixes. Gosh.
So what pronominal suffix does that look like?
Ah, there it is. His. Ah, okay. It's a type 2 suffix, so I see it now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's in the 3ms. Yes. Okay. So cow perfect 3ms.
Mm-hmm. Now wait a second before you keep going though. What verb do you think it looks like?
Bana. Oh.
Mm-hmm. It does look like bana.
Wait a minute. Can that be a verb?
No.
Bill?
It's not. That's okay.
Let me leave my microphone off.
It looks like bana.
I'm a jerk and I'm sorry.
Okay. It looks like bana, but it's part of the dadam. which means whatever is there has to be the object of the sentence. So it's not going to be a verb.
So it's his daughters. I don't know.
Or sons.
Yeah.
So since that's a noun, where's the next verb?
Right next to it.
What's that one?
To say. It's PIel, mare. Tally hush, baby. Mare.
How would you parse it?
That's what I'm trying to do.
Oh, okay.
Tally hush. Calvin perfect.
Yeah.
3 MS.
Mhm.
With Vav consecutive.
Yep.
And to them.
Right.
That fruit word again.
Right. Which, do you remember how we parsed it?
No, I think I was yelling at my daughter during the time. So let me parse it. That's the fruit. So it would have, I think it's this Shua is taking a place. I mean, Shua, Lord, be with me. Shrek is taking a place of a hey. So it would be 3 hay. Cal imperative. 2 and P.
Yeah.
And the next word is and I think he did that one too. It was Rav. And become great.
Or multiply.
Or to multiply.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Either
Joe.
one works. Just giving
And
you
then
options of something that you might recognize.
Oh, we gotta parse that. So that one would be the same as it'd be the imperative 2 and P with the Vav consecutive. And what is this?
But it wouldn't be a Vav consecutive.
It's the Shrek, I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's just a Vav. So it's just functioning as and.
Okay. Excuse me. Give me like 1 quick second. Just
okay.
Thank you. Then we're at and meal. That is imperative.
Yep.
Hold on. Meal. Meal. Oh, imperative 2 and P.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the earth at the end. So, and God blessed. No. Yeah. And God blessed Noah
Yep.
and his sons,
Uh-huh.
saying to them, bear fruit and multiply.
Mm-hmm.
This is the fill word, and fill the earth.
Yep.
Wow.
How do you feel about it?
I'm all right. I'll look up a couple words, but I'm good.
Well, the be fruitful one, I don't know
Yeah.
if you recognize that from Genesis, but it comes up relatively regularly. But it's not a vocab word, I don't think. Fruit is, but I don't think that in the form of a verb is. But it's probably one you should remember and be able to recognize.
Very
Okay.
well. Thank you.
You're welcome. So that one was mainly, the last couple were mainly cows. You know that cow is the most common verb,
Right.
even though you know all the other stems. So when you get into the Bible translations, a lot of times it is going to be cow, but you just have to remember to look for all of the stems that you know.
Okay.
Okay? So for this quiz, you need to know the grammatical questions that we talked about. What's the action and the voice of cow, PIel, and PIel? You need to be able to tell what happens in second gutturals in the PIel. And you need to know your diagnostics for the PIel and the PIel, the strong ones and the weak ones,
Okay.
with a special emphasis on gutturals.
Cool.
And then you need to be able to parse cow, PIel, or PIel verbs. And just expect that you need to be able to find all of them. Okay?
Okay.
And vocab all the way up through chapter 27, and then translations. Is there anything on that list that you're worried about?
Everything.
Everything? Why?
I don't know. I just kind of choke when I get to the quizzes. Often. That's just something I deal with all the time, so it's all good.
Did you show up last week?
I was mad at myself last week because I put my doggish 14 in the wrong spot. Could have had a 100.
Alyssa,
Yes.
you would send out a sheet that really helped with the NIFAL week. You don't happen to have one of those for the PL, do you? I mean, I can draw my own. It was very helpful to print that out and just practice it.
forget what I sent. What did I send?
Just sent a diagnostic sheet that had the squares all the way across.
Was that the one that Kate did?
Oh, yeah, Kate made that. Yeah.
Okay.
Mine didn't turn out right.
I have it. I'll just alter it for all the rest of the stems for you
Well,
guys.
you don't feel like you have